Most Southeast Asia trips do not go wrong because Thailand, Vietnam, Bali, or the islands are disappointing. They go wrong because the route looks beautiful on a map, but completely ignores the weather. You plan Bangkok, Hanoi, Hoi An, Cambodia, Laos, the Thai islands, Bali, and maybe the Philippines. It looks perfect, until you realize that different parts of Southeast Asia can be in completely different seasons at the same time. That is why the smartest way to plan Southeast Asia is not country by country. It is weather zone by weather zone. Southeast Asia is not one weather system. That is the first thing travelers need to understand. The region is huge. Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bali, Singapore, and the Philippines do not all follow one simple rainy season. Even within one country, the weather can change depending on the coast, the island, or the region. This is where many travelers get confused. They search for the best time to visit Southeast Asia and expect one clean answer. But the real answer depends on where you're going, in what order, and how much flexibility your Southeast Asia itinerary has. The biggest monsoon mistake is assuming the whole region gets wet at the same time. It does not. And rainy season does not always mean all-day rain every day. Sometimes it means short, heavy showers. Sometimes it means humid afternoons. Sometimes it means rougher seas, ferry changes, or cloudy beach days. The problem is not one rainy afternoon. The problem is building an entire route during the worst timing for the places you care about most. A smarter way to think about it is this. Do not ask, is Southeast Asia good this month? Ask, which parts of Southeast Asia are strongest this month? For mainland Southeast Asia, the cooler, drier months are usually the easiest window for first-time travelers. This is when Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and parts of Vietnam are often more comfortable to connect. Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Siem Reap, Luang Prabang, Hanoi, and southern Vietnam can fit more naturally into a classic route. This is why many first-time Southeast Asia route planning guides focus on the mainland first. The weather is usually easier, the route is easier to understand, and the trip can flow without too much island logistics. But here is the next trap. Thailand is not one simple weather zone. The Andaman side and the Gulf Islands can have different timing. Places like Phuket, Krabi, Koh Phi Phi, and the Andaman coast can behave differently from islands like Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, and Koh Tao. So if your Thailand plan is built around beaches, you need to check which coast makes more sense for your travel month. The mistake is saying, I'm going to Thailand, and assuming every island will be ideal at the same time. A smarter approach is to choose the side of Thailand that fits the season better. That one decision can change the whole beach part of your trip. Vietnam is another place where timing can confuse travelers. Vietnam stretches a long way from north to south. Hanoi and northern Vietnam can feel very different from central Vietnam, and central Vietnam can feel different from the south. This matters because many travelers assume Vietnam follows one simple pattern. It does not. Central Vietnam can be a timing trap if you treat it like the rest of the country. Hoi An, Da Nang, and Hue can have different weather challenges than Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City. So when you build a Vietnam weather plan, do not just ask if Vietnam is good. Ask whether the specific regions you want are good for that month. This does not mean you should avoid Vietnam. It means you should place Vietnam carefully inside the route. Now here is the mid-route reset. The goal is not to avoid every drop of rain. That is not realistic in Southeast Asia. The goal is to reduce your chances of hitting the worst rain in the worst places at the worst time. A short shower in a city is one thing. A beach week during rough weather is another. A flexible day in Bangkok is one thing. A tightly scheduled island hopping route with no buffer is another. That is the difference between normal tropical weather and poor route planning. This is where Indonesia and Bali become important. When parts of mainland Southeast Asia become wetter, Bali and some parts of Indonesia may become stronger options. Bali dry season can work as a seasonal pivot in a broader Southeast Asia itinerary. Instead of forcing mainland routes when the timing is weaker, some travelers shift toward Indonesia. This can make the trip feel smoother. Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos may work better in one part of the year. Bali and Indonesia may become more attractive in another. That is the advantage of planning by region instead of treating Southeast Asia like one destination. The Philippines also needs flexibility. Island destinations are beautiful, but they usually require more planning space. Flights, boats, ferries, weather, and storms can affect the rhythm of a trip. This does not mean you should skip the Philippines. It means island-heavy routes need buffer days. The tighter the island route, the easier it is for one delay to affect the next part of the trip. So how do you build a smart route by month? Start with the season, not the country list. If you are traveling during the cooler, drier mainland window, build around Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam with a clear route. For example, Thailand into Cambodia, then Vietnam. Or Thailand into Laos, then northern Vietnam. Keep the route simple. Use fewer stops. Avoid jumping between too many islands and countries just because the flights look possible. If you are traveling mid-year, consider whether Indonesia and Bali make more sense as the stronger anchor. A Bali and Indonesia-focused route can work better than forcing every mainland stop during a wetter period. You can still include cities like Singapore or Kuala Lumpur as practical connectors, but the main idea is to move with the stronger weather window. For a simple winter-style route, you might focus on Bangkok, northern Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. For a beach-focused Thailand route, you might choose the coast that fits your month better instead of trying to do every island. For a mid-year route, you might lean toward Bali and Indonesia, then add nearby regional stops only if they make sense. The key is not to copy one perfect Southeast Asia itinerary. The key is to understand the pattern. Mainland when the mainland is stronger. The right Thai coast when Thailand is split. Vietnam by region, not as one weather block. Bali and Indonesia as a seasonal pivot. Island routes with buffer days. That is how to plan a Southeast Asia trip with fewer weather surprises. The final lesson is simple. Southeast Asia is not about avoiding every rainy day. It is about avoiding the worst timing, building a route that works with the seasons, and not forcing a beautiful map to become a stressful trip. Fewer stops, better timing, smoother transitions, and a route built around weather zones, not just country names. That is the smarter way to plan Southeast Asia. Which countries are you trying to combine on your Southeast Asia trip? Leave your route in the comments and subscribe for more simple travel planning guides around the world.